Welcome to Trade Secrets, Remodeling with NARI, the show where we help remodelers build stronger, more professional, and more successful businesses. I'm Anthony Lopez, Director of Business Development at NARI, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. I've been with NARI for almost 6 years now, working with industry partners and chapters from across the country. I strongly believe that this industry has some of the best people in it, on and off the job site, from apprentices to journeymen to owners. Which is why we're excited to bring this podcast to you. This podcast exists to give remodelers real-world guidance, industry insight, and practical education you can actually use. Not theory, not hype. In today's episode, we're talking about what it really takes to build a professional remodeling business today and why doing great work alone is no longer enough. But first, let me tell you a little bit about NARI. The National Association of the Remodeling Industry, or NARI for short, is a not-for-profit association with the core purpose of strengthening the professionalism of the remodeling industry to build public trust. Our members include remodeling companies, design firms, contractors, specialty contractors like electricians, plumbers, and much more. These companies look to be members of NARI for networking, education, and business benefits. If you're involved in the residential remodeling space, NARI is the place for you. Let's get into the episode. Many remodeling business owners start the same way, as skilled craftspeople. They know how to build, they understand materials, they take pride in quality, and their reputation begins with the work itself. And for a long time, that was enough. But the industry has changed. Today's remodeling environment is more competitive, more regulated, and more consumer-driven than ever before. Homeowners are informed, they read reviews, they compare companies, they expect detailed contracts, clear communication, defined timelines, and financial transparency. So while craftsmanship is still essential, it is no longer the sole differentiator. And this is where many remodelers hit a ceiling. Growth stalls, processes feel inconsistent, every job feels slightly chaotic, burnout starts to creep in, and reputation feels fragile because so much depends on individual performance rather than systems. The gap between being a great craftsman and running a great business has never been more visible. In this episode, we're going to define what professional actually means in today's remodeling industry, and what shifts are required to build a business that is trusted, sustainable, and positioned for long-term success. By the end of this episode, our hope is that you'll have a clear picture or a clearer picture of the changes remodelers need to make if they want to build a business that lasts. So what does professional really mean today? Professionalism today goes far beyond quality craftsmanship. It includes standards, it includes ethics, it includes communication. It also includes systems like your sales process and your change order process. A professional remodeling business has documented processes. It has clear contracts. It sets expectations up front. It communicates consistently. It handles conflict responsibly and stands behind its work. Consumers are more skeptical than they used to be. They've heard the horror stories, they've seen projects go over budget, they've experienced missed deadlines. Going back the last 20 years, home improvement and auto are the most complained about industries, according to the Consumer Federation of America. And because of that, trust has to be earned differently. Professionalism becomes the trust signal. It shows up in how you present estimates, how you respond to emails, how you manage change orders, how your team behaves on a job site, and how you handle mistakes. It's not just about what you build, it's about how you operate. So where do remodelers commonly get stuck? The most common trap is relying only on skill instead of structure. A remodeler can be incredibly talented and still struggle financially or operationally. Without systems, every project becomes a custom experience behind the scenes. Decisions are reactive, problems are solved in the moment, and knowledge lives in one person's head. And over time, this becomes pretty expensive. Inconsistent processes lead to inconsistent results. Unclear expectations lead to client frustration. Lack of documentation leads to disputes. And burnout increases because everything depends on the owner. Another challenge is learning business lessons too late. Many remodelers don't receive formal business training. They learn through mistakes, pricing errors, contract issues, staffing missteps, cash flow problems. The cost of operating without standards is rarely visible at first. It shows up slowly: tighter margins, longer hours, more stress, and stalled growth. Professional businesses reduce variability. They create clarity. They protect both the client and the company. So what are the shifts required to build a professional business? The first shift is from operator to business owner. An operator focuses on the job, while a business owner focuses on the system that produces the job. That means thinking about repeatable processes, financial tracking, documented expectations, and long-term planning. The second shift is from reactive decisions to intentional systems. Instead of solving the same problem repeatedly, create a standard. Instead of relying on memory, document the process. Instead of adjusting pricing informally, build structured estimating methods. The third shift is from isolated work to industry education and community. No one builds a professional business alone. Learning from peers, studying best practices, staying current on regulations and standards, investing in leadership and operational education. These are not optional if long-term success is the goal. These are required. Professionalism is not accidental. It is built deliberately. From the perspective of the National Association of the Remodeling Industry, professionalism protects both remodelers and consumers. Education reduces costly mistakes. Standards create consistency. Ethics build credibility. When remodelers commit to raising the bar, the entire industry benefits. Professional standards build trust with consumers. They differentiate serious companies from those operating without structure. They reduce risk. They increase confidence. Industry organizations exist to support that elevation, not to replace individual drive, but to strengthen it with shared standards, education, and accountability. When professionalism becomes the norm instead of the exception, the industry becomes stronger. So if we can get at some key takeaways here and some kind of practical insights. First, skill alone does not build a sustainable remodeling business. Craftsmanship is the foundation, but structure is what allows it to scale. Second, professional standards create leverage and trust. When systems are documented, decisions become easier. When expectations are clear, conflict decreases. When communication is structured, confidence increases. Third, education accelerates growth and reduces costly mistakes. Learning from others shortens that timeline between where you are and where you want to be. And fourth, long-term success comes from structure, not hustle. Working harder is not a strategy. Building better systems is. So here are 3 actions that you can take immediately. Number 1, audit where your business relies on winging it. Identify one area where decisions are informal or inconsistent. Number 2, choose one system to document or improve, whether that's estimating, onboarding, project management, communication, or financial tracking. And 3, seek education or peer insight instead of solving everything alone. Professionalism is not about being bigger, it's about being better. If you're looking for education, resources, and a community committed to doing things the right way, you can learn more about NARI, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry, at www.nari.org. We'll be sharing more conversations like this in the future with individuals who are much smarter than me, so please be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for spending time with us today. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe and share it with someone in the industry who needs to hear it. This is Trade Secrets, Remodeling with NARI. We'll see you on the next episode.